We've really chosen to focus on 3 organizational level implications, beginning with the changing social contract. So in the last few decades specifically, there's been a lot of change to the employer-employee relationship. So it really stems from changes in how people view and perform work, how organizational change is driven through diversity and inclusion in the workplace, and what employees are really looking for in terms of rewards and benefits from their employers. So I'm going to talk a little bit about first with diversity and inclusion and then go to rewards and benefits. I'm going to go into gig work in a little bit more detail in the next slide. But beginning with D&I, first, female talent really remains one of the most underutilized business resources. So it's common that women are often not promoted when they enter the workplace, or they really remain as untapped talent from the moment that they do enter. We also found that companies oftentimes prefer to invest in developing women who are already in the development pipeline to avoid losing them, instead of hiring strong entry-level candidates and investing in building them up. Another point that we really want to make in this section is that diversity will not drive any real change if there is no inclusivity. So simply setting something like diversity quotas won't really accomplish anything if individuals don't feel heard or don't think that their opinions are valued by their employer. So therefore, it's super important that workplaces are inclusive by being accessible to everyone regardless of their background, that they're able to create a secure environment, and that they show that they really value what their employees both believe and say. And then moving on to rewards and benefits. Overall, rewards programs are falling behind both internal and external expectations. Most organizations admit that their reward systems aren't really aligned with the larger company goals. 23% of organizations admit that they actually don't know what rewards are really valued by their employees. And therefore, as a result, we haven't really seen a lot of change in the last few decades to those. And then in order to move in the right direction, what organizations really need to do is base their reward strategies on their own company's objectives. Another point that we want to make is that there's been this shift from tangible extrinsic rewards to intangible intrinsic rewards. So employers today aren't viewed as caretakers of employees anymore. Therefore, unlike previous generations of workers, this younger generation that's coming in is more committed to the work than they are to the employer themselves. So that in itself brings a different set of values that organizations will need to take into account when rethinking about how to personalize their benefits overall.